Hi, it's Tom Bird and Jeremy Cassell here. And a recent study by Qualtrics in the UK was found that on average we spend about 24 minutes of every hour trying to move people. So trying to influence people, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And we run a lot of BD programs for both partners and associates. And on these programs, a typical question we might ask is, who here likes being sold to? And of course, most people don't put their hands up. In fact, typically only around about 5% of people like being sold to. So what happens if you know you're being sold to, Tom?
Well, you tend to shut down, don't you? You tend to go on the defensive.
Yep.
The answers you give to questions would maybe not be quite as sincere,
Yeah.
not quite as genuine. So it's not something people enjoy having done to them.
Exactly. So very few people like being sold to, but everyone is open to influence. And that is the basis of a particular model that we created on the back of research we did for our book, Brilliant Selling, Tom.
Yeah, so that was back in 2009, and for that research, we interviewed, surveyed in excess of 150
yeah.
highly successful salespeople. And what we wanted to try and do was distill the DNA of what made them successful. And out of that came this model, the C-Cube model of influence. And we've, since that time, tested it with other communities, tested it extensively with professional service firms, both here in the UK and, of course, all around the world.
Yeah, and there are three component parts to this very simple model: confidence, credibility, and connection.
Yeah, and if we start with confidence, we're often working with highly confident professionals.
Yep.
But that confidence is generally there when they're applying their technical knowledge of the law.
Yeah, situational.
Yeah, exactly, in service of their clients' requirements. You take that person into a BD situation where they're looking to develop a client relationship in order to win more work.
Yep.
And that confidence diminishes dramatically. So the first part of the C-Cube model is this idea that in the situation where you're trying to influence, you need to be confident. And we've distilled that down into surface confidence and deep confidence.
That's right. So if you want to influence an individual or a group, confidence is key. So that's at the top of the model. Yeah. But in addition to that, you need credibility and connection. Credibility comes from things like experience, reputation, expertise.
War stories.
Exactly. And then, of course, connection is critical because people buy people who like themselves, and you've still got to create that harmonious rapport between yourself and the person you want to influence.
Yeah, and I think what makes the C-Cube model so powerful is when all of those three things are used together in balance. That's why it's called C-Cubed. When you have all three, there is an exponential improvement in your ability to influence in any situation.
Yeah, and I think what's really good about the model is that it's highly portable. Yeah. So we've used it in a whole range of different programs, including business development, negotiation, fee negotiation, presentation and pitching. You can slot the model in and it gives people a sense of how the foundations of influencing in a whole range of different scenarios. So if you want to find out more about influencing and you think that you could use the model in your own programs or in your own firm, then please feel free to contact us at the Moller PSFG.